If you know me, you know that in this moment, I'm one of the happiest guys alive.
2 creamers.
I'm in the homeland of the most magical elixir on earth, venturing from pub to pub, exploring the countryside, and documenting my findings along the way. It's been 5 years since I was last in Ireland, and my previous experience just consisted of me and some friends slamming Guinnesses in the Temple Bar for 6 hours. So on this trip, I'm hoping to see a bit more of this notoriously beautiful country, and hopefully find the perfect pint of Guinness as well. And yes, we will of course be shooting some film throughout the journey. Alicia and I started things off in Dublin, of course, where what else is there to do but personally inspect some of the finest drinking establishments this world has to offer. But first, we need to build our perfect base layer to properly prepare us for a big day of pub crawling. And what better way to do that than with a traditional, full Irish breakfast? There's many places in Dublin that claim to have the best pint of Guinness, but today we'll be evaluating 5 of them, starting with the Long Haul. This pub was established in 1766. Yep, it's older than America. The interior, like many pubs in Ireland, is cozy, charming, and full of intricate details. However, even if you find yourself here in the middle of the day, you might only have room to consume your beverage out on the street. To no surprise, the drinking culture is huge in Ireland, and when you combine that with loads of tourists looking to see some proper pubs, it's not uncommon for these joints to be quite crowded all throughout the day.
I'm counting that as the first official G-split of the trip, so that's good.
Still just a little bit sour though. Number 1 is done.
Bro. you manifested that, I think. Oh no.
Next up, the Foggy Dew. This pub was much more spacious and relaxed. It seemed to be a great place to stop and collect yourself if you find that you've had one too many pints a bit too early in the day. Established in 1901, the Foggy Dew hosts live music and certainly serves a proper pint of Guinness.
Better than anything we had last night, for sure. I think it might take the top. It might take the top. It's pretty good.
This next spot is a great place to enjoy your pint under the candlelight. Cassidy's is a dimly lit pub with a wonderful atmosphere. Unfortunately, Alicia wasn't able to partake in any Guinness taste testing today because in classic fashion, she went too hard the first night of the trip.
Well, it's definitely one of the best looking pints so far. Guinness looks good under the candlelight, I'll tell you that. Talk about dialed. I am locked in today. I think it's right on par with what we've been having today at the Long Haul and at Foggy Dew. I mean, it's pretty creamy, pretty fucking good. Can't complain. The buzz is forming, I'm not gonna lie. So the rest of the evening might get a little questionable, but I'm looking forward to it.
Before we head to the pub that allegedly serves the best pint of Guinness in the world, we have to stop by a spot that apparently gives the best pints a run for their money, John Mulligan's. This was a popular spot for writers and authors to drink at in the 20th century and was hosting quite a crowd when we stopped by. There were plenty of Guinnesses on standby, and I got the impression that it'd be pretty easy to meet some new friends at a place like this.
Okay, John Mulligan's, one of the most recommended pubs for a very proper Irish pint. I do indeed think it's the best one so far. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're inching closer to what we're looking for. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, that's good. That's clean. Not a lot of that sour aftertaste that you hate to see. Creamy. John Mulligan, wherever you are. Cheers to you, sir.
Finally, we arrive at the pub that apparently serves the best pint in the world. John Kavanagh's The Gravediggers. Bordering the walls of the Gleslevin Cemetery, this bar coined the nickname The Gravediggers due to the frequent post-shift visits from the gravediggers working next door. It opened in 1833 and boasts an extraordinary reputation for serving the best pints and delicious meals. It seems as though John Kavanagh's has gained increasing notoriety over the last couple of years as there were tour buses pulling up here, and it was far and away the most crowded stop on our Dublin pub crawl.
The apparent best pint. And this is a completely unbiased review of the John Kavanagh's The Gravediggers pint of Guinness. I'm going to be completely honest, it tastes exactly the same as every other place we've been to today. Quite cold, which is interesting. It's on par with every other place we've been to today. I'm not even going to say that it stands out, to be honest. I mean, cool to experience it, nonetheless. All right, well, wrapping up the Dublin pub tour at John Kavanagh's The Gravediggers. And I'm trying my best not to sound like a pretentious fucking American douchebag, but I am not even disappointed. I'm just a little confused as to what a good pint of Guinness is supposed to be. This was supposed to be the cream of the crop, the fucking pinnacle, the top of the mountain. And I just don't feel as though it's the best pint of Guinness I've ever had. Very controversial opinion here, but I truly think the best pint of Guinness I've ever had was in Thailand on Koh Phangan. So that's where I'm at after this pub tour of Dublin. I don't even think John Kavanagh's is the best that I've had today. I think that would have to go to either Foggy Dew or Cassidy's. The bubbles are kind of fucking ripping on this pint at John Kavanagh's, and maybe it's just because it's become such a popular spot due to the notoriety that it's gotten over the last few months. But anyway, slam this home, let's get some food in the belly, and then we are off to Southern Ireland, which is the core of the trip. That's what Alicia and I are really looking forward to, is road tripping the southern part of Ireland, getting outside of the main city area, seeing the countryside. Really, really looking forward to it. But pub crawl was fun, even if it was a little unsuccessful by my standards, which might have been set too high to begin with. So cheers, John Kavanagh's, sweet spot. I love that it's next to a cemetery. That's pretty fun. Anyway, till next time, Dublin. It's so sour. What the fuck is going on? Holy
All right, it's time to get out of the city and hit the open road. This was the part of the trip I was most excited for. I've seen tons of photos and heard great stories of the beauty that lies in the Irish countryside. But the truth is, you have to go and see it in person. I've never seen greens this vibrant, and the lush grasslands just never seem to end. The first leg of our road trip would bring us to a town just outside of Cork called Blarney. It's places like this that really epitomize the magic of traveling. There's nothing like stumbling into a little bed and breakfast on the outskirts of a big city, getting a warm meal, and appreciating the fact that you're in an entirely new part of the world, getting a glimpse of what life is like for the locals that call this place home. The spot we're staying is called Muskerry Arms, which features a full-fledged restaurant and bar on the main level, and a wonderful bed and breakfast on the upper levels. The bar slowly filled with people as the night went on, live music started, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself as I took in the fantastic atmosphere of my first small-town Irish pub. The kind of big three stouts in Ireland are obviously Guinness, and then you have Murphy's and another one called Beamish.
Murphy's is brewed in Cork. So while we're down south here, I obviously got to give a Guinness competitor a try here. So let's see how Murphy's goes down. It's not too far off from Guinness, to be honest. It's a little bit more, Guinness is a little smoother, I think, but consistency is very similar, and slightly different flavor profile on the Murphy's, which I don't mind at all. It's a little bit more bitter, maybe a little bit more coffee notes, I guess. I'm getting really nerdy there with that description, but definitely not bad. I'm gonna have a couple more of these on this trip, that's for sure.
I'm pretty sure I ate an Irish breakfast every single day of this trip. Hard to go wrong with a fried egg, bacon, sausage, potatoes, mushrooms, black and white pudding, baked beans, tomatoes, and soda bread. Today, we're on the road for a few hours heading to the coastal town of Dingle, which is a popular weekend getaway spot and also quite touristy. I, of course, had to take advantage of some of the turnoffs along the way and snag some images of the lush Irish farmlands and countryside. Once we arrived in Dingle, we had to check out the Dingle pub, which is, of course, everything you'd want it to be. The bartender convinced us to try their iconic Dingle Duck cocktail, which consists of cranberry vodka, blue curacao, and sweet and sour mix, topped off with a rubber duck.
That's a video, is it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's really good. Yeah, that is very good.
We hung out in Dingle for a while, shot around, and snagged some killer fish and chips from the seafood shack.
We have cake.
What do you recommend?
Cake is softer.
Cake is softer?
Yeah.
It is softer
Really?
by a lot, yeah. Both really good. Similar flavor. Solid.
Fine girl, you are the girl I do adore. And still I live in hopes to see the lonely ground. Fine girl, you are.
We started the next day exploring a bit of the Killarney National Park, which is absolutely stunning. We're driving north to the city of Galway, which I've heard great things about. It is also apparently notorious for some real quality pubs. The drive up to Galway would take us along the western coast of Ireland, which has no shortage of breathtaking vantage points, castles, and unique landscapes, so I knew we'd be stopping quite a bit for photo opportunities. I have a strange obsession with old stone bridges with creeks or rivers flowing underneath them, and luckily, I'm in the land where these suckers are pretty easy to find. However, finding that perfect bridge with the perfect river below it, and with a vantage point that allowed me to capture it in the way that I wanted to, was proving to be a bit difficult.
Okay, that fucking sucks. Are we close to any shoe stores? No, they just took a little dunk in the river. We have made it to the Dungweir Castle. Dungweir? Dungweir. We have made it to the Dungweir Castle, which is 45 minutes outside of Galway. And it's quite beautiful, if I do say so myself. 105 lens. Last shot on this roll of Portra 400. I'm kind of half tempted to throw in a little black and white, to be honest. Really pretty day of driving from Killarney to our final destination tonight, which is Galway. Our last full day in Ireland. Very, very sad, but man, this is a beautiful country. And looking forward to checking out Galway tonight. I'm gonna hunt for another proper pint of Guinness while we're there, so that's something to look forward to. But yeah, really cool day so far. A lot of driving, but nothing a Guinness can't fix in a little bit. Also, if you're wondering about my new fashion choice, we stopped at like 4 different towns after I soaked my shoes and finally found a place that had some sort of footwear, and this is all they had. So it might be women's, I don't really know. It was extra large and my feet barely fit in them, and I only wear size 10 shoes, so. But they're getting the job done. And also had a nice little fucking jolt of power. Got shocked by an electric fence at the last castle we were at. I was literally shooting a photo and I thought Alicia had come up to me and kicked me as hard as she could in my knee. I was about to panic. And then I dropped my camera down and realized I was getting zapped by an electric fence. So good things are happening to Bray today. All the more reason I need a Guinness later.
Once we made it to Galway, it was time to grab a bite to eat and check out the nightlife. The streets of Galway were poppin', with tons of younger people cruising from pub to pub, enjoying excessive inebriation. Most of the bars we went to were quite packed, which usually isn't my favorite setting to enjoy a beverage in, but the energy in most of these places was phenomenal, and generally seemed to be a bit classier than a usual packed bar you'd visit in America, so I wasn't complaining. There's no doubt that Ireland will be a place I continue to visit for the rest of my life. I could grab my camera, hit the road, and pop into one small Irish town after the other until there weren't any towns left to explore, and I'd have a damn good time doing it. I'm already looking forward to my next proper Irish pint. Squarespace is the best in the business when it comes to building a new website. Whether you're a photographer, artist, musician, or starting a new business, Squarespace has all the tools you need to get a professional website up and running. I recently hosted an entire online photography gallery that featured 100 photographers from around the world on my personal website, and that's all thanks to Squarespace. The website building interface is extremely intuitive and absolutely zero coding is necessary. They have a ton of fantastic templates to choose from, and from there you can begin to further customize the look and feel of your site to make it unique to you. On top of that, they have great e-commerce tools that let you keep track of orders, inventory, customers, offer memberships, and more. And with fantastic customer service, you're always in the clear if you ever need help along the way. If you'd like to receive 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, head over to squarespace.com/Bray or use code BRAY at checkout to do so.